Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking a look at my favorite game apps of 2012, even though it's a little bit late. Now these games are entirely based on my opinion, so some of them I'm sure you won't agree with. However, I hope it does give you maybe some ideas for some games to try out for yourself. So, let's get it started. Starting off, I got Jetpack Joyride. Now this game is free for the App Store and also free on Google Play. Although this app has been out for a while on iOS, it just came out in 2012 for Android, and it's probably one of my favorite games of all time, so if you haven't played it, you should check it out. Basically, you're just trying to get through obstacles and get as far as you can. If you collect spin tokens, you get an extra bonus at the end of the game. In this situation, I got a second chance, so you can go as far as you can, and then your high score will be recorded. It's pretty fun to just see how far you can get and use the different, basically you get different vehicles, you can go in, you can get different perks. If you haven't tried it, you should probably try it out. Next on the list, I have Extreme Road Trip 2. Again, this is free on the App Store and for Google Play. You get several different car options to start off. Each one keeps track separately, and each one has its own missions and will keep a score of how far you go. Basically, this game it's a pretty fun game to see how far you can get. It's more of a crazy, gravity-less, pretty cool game. Based on how many tricks in the air you do, you get an extra bonus. You run on gas, but if you don't do any tricks, your gas is going to run out and you're going to lose. So it's fun just to try to do a bunch of tricks, get a pretty good boost going there, and just see how far you can get. Next up on the list, I got another racing game. It's 99 cents on the App Store, but free on Google Play. But this game is more realistic. The graphics on it are really good. I'm running this game that you're seeing right now through AirPlay, so you kind of see a little bit of lagging. Whenever you actually play the game on your device, you won't experience any lag or anything like that. But it's a really fun game. Instead of seeing how far you can get, you're just trying to complete missions as fast as possible. If you get at the very top, then you'll get 3 stars. You do get several cars to choose from. I just don't have any here because I have all of them stored over on my Nexus 7, but it's a great game overall. Next up, I have a game called Cover Orange. You might not have heard of this game before. It looks a little weird whenever you first start playing it. The graphics are a little cartoonish, but whenever you start playing it, it's actually more of a strategy game, and you're trying to use different objects to pretty much protect the orange, cover the orange. So at first it seems pretty easy, but you know, once you start to get in the game, you got quite a few different objects you can use, and you have to pretty much get things around just to cover the orange. It's pretty fun, but some people might or might not like it, but I like it. It's a great game. It probably has more levels than any game I've ever seen. Going through each one of these little blocks, or I guess stages, has around 20 levels in it, and they have more coming soon. This is a great game if you like games like Angry Birds, and I recommend you check it out. Next on this list, I got Asphalt 7. Now this game is 99 cents on the App Store and for Google Play. Now this game, the reason I picked it, even though it's another racing game, is the graphics are really good on it, and even though, like I said, since I'm doing this on AirPlay, you see a little bit of lag, it's a really great game for actual racing, more of a Forza style. Of course the graphics aren't that good, but for a mobile game, it's a really good racing game. If you want more of a serious game to try, you got tons of different cars to choose from. I don't have any of them unlocked here because they're over on my other device, but it is a pretty fun game to play. I'm going to show some footage of it right here so you can check it out, and I'll just kind of let you see for yourself. The next game I got on this list is called Infinity Blade 2. If you haven't heard of this game, this is actually one of the games Apple showed to show off their A5 processor, and it's probably one of the best looking games I've ever seen. Now, it's only for iOS, and it's the most expensive game I'm showing right now on this list. It's $6.99, and even though that's probably the most I would pay for a mobile game, the graphics on it and gameplay are really good. It's an RPG style game, so you actually get a pretty decent story as well with a bunch of different weapons. But I'm going to show you some footage here just so you can see what you think about it. For this next game, I got a game called Zombieville USA 2. It's 99 cents on the App Store. For Google Play, unfortunately right now they only have the first one, but it's also 99 cents if you want to check it out. Basically, this is a cartoon style zombie game. You can choose a bunch of different weapons, you get a few different perks, and you can choose different avatars. Also, the game goes up according to the infection level. Each star you go up, you get harder zombies and more, of course. The game gets pretty hard, but it is pretty fun. You get a bunch of different weapons. I'm lagging a little bit here, but you can kind of see how the game works. It's pretty fun to play. One of the cool things is the multiplayer mode where you can hook up with a friend. I think you can do it with Wi-Fi. I know you can do it with Bluetooth and Game Center, but it's a pretty fun game to play. Basically, you use your money you get for killing zombies to upgrade your weapons, buy new weapons. You can get perks to help you. It's a pretty fun game, like I said. If you haven't tried it, you should probably check it out. Okay, last but not least on this list, I got a game called Bike Race. It's free for the App Store and free for Android, which is good. And basically, you're just playing kind of a Angry Birds style sort of game where you try to do it as fast as you can. You get 1, 2, or 3 stars depending on how fast you can do. Starting off, the game is pretty easy, but of course the levels get harder and harder as you go along. The game just single player alone is pretty fun just to try to see how far you can get, all the different hard levels. It's more of like a strategy style racing game, which is fun. But where this game really gets cool is in the multiplayer. You can see people you've played using Facebook or even just a guest account, and you can race them. Right here I'm racing against somebody and you can see their shadow of their bike behind me. After the game, whoever wins, you can go on and then you can record a race for them to see, and then they can play against you. There's a bunch of people on this game and it's pretty competitive, so I recommend you checking it out. It's probably my favorite game right now. So guys, that's my favorite games of 2012. I know there's some games I skipped out on, such as Modern Combat or the Nova games, but the reason I haven't picked those games is because I have an Xbox. If I want to play some more serious games, that's what I'll use it for. For my mobile devices, I actually like using some of the mobile games designed more for them without the gimmicky touchscreen controls and all of that. But if you did have a favorite game that I missed, feel free to leave it in the comments and I'll check it out. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.